Exploring the world is a dream for many, but for a select few, it becomes a way of life. Our guest is the embodiment of a true traveler, and she's even taken a journey today just to be with us here in the studio. Let's welcome Miss World Traveler Kerry Damiano. Kerry, thank you so much for being here with us today.
You're welcome.
And most people, enjoy traveling, but you've been to more than 130 countries. Where did this come from, this drive to want to travel?
Yes. My mom. My mom was a world traveler and loved that sense of adventure, and she instilled it in me when I was just very young. And so first time overseas was a college graduation trip. And from then on, I was hooked.
You were
hooked, yes.
And I love your sash, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And I have to ask you, where did Miss World Traveler, where did that title come from?
Well, it's an homage to my 40 years in the pageant industry. So it's also self-proclaimed, which is okay, right? You can call yourself anything you want.
Absolutely.
But I feel like I've earned it by, one, being in pageantry, and obviously there's always a sash involved, but also with having been to so many places, now is the time in my life where I can really lean into that and say, yes, I am Ms. World Traveler.
I would say so. I'm sure a lot of us could agree with that. And out of all the places you've been, is there any place that sticks out in your mind as memorable or surprising?
Well, I would say one of the places that was surprising is in Belfast in Northern Ireland, because what we see on the news, for many years was all the conflict and all of that. So going there, and it was just beautiful. And very much like London in that it has the charm of the UK, and just lovely. So that was surprising to me.
Yeah. And when you are traveling now, as most of us do, we take all these pictures because we have our cell phones. So it's just, it's second nature. But there was a point in your life where you were traveling and there wasn't the cell phones. So I want to hear your comparisons between traveling then, when we didn't have access to cell phones, so not as many pictures, versus traveling now. I'm sure there's pros and cons of both.
Yes, I was never a picture taker. And of course now I wish that I was, because I don't have a lot of records of my early travels. But now I sort of force myself to do more of that. But also cell phones is not just the camera that helps you out. It's translation, so it isn't that quick and easy. And maps, you used to actually have to get out a map and, so it's totally different now with your cell phone.
And when you travel to a place, a foreign country, is there anything that you do religiously before, whether it's learn a few words in the language? What would you recommend to someone who is traveling abroad?
I research.
Research.
Where I want to go, what I want to see. And a lot of times if I'm somewhere very new that might not be particularly safe, or it's difficult to read the signs in the language, you can't read the script, I hire a private guide. And that way I see the most that I can see in a very short amount of time.
Carrie, I have to ask you, what do you think about Charleston?
Oh, I love it. It's a living museum. And I love history. And so to me, even doing the research to come here, all the different firsts that Charleston has, 1733, so many old buildings, and I just love it. It's beautiful. Love how it's all laid out in a grid. It's just wonderful.
And now where can we go to learn more about the places that you travel? I know you have a blog as well.
Yes. Well, you can follow our journey on YouTube, Ms. World Traveler, and also on Instagram, Kerry, Ms. World Traveler. And of course, we have a website, MsWorldTraveler.com.
Wonderful, Kerry. Well, thank you so much. And I have been bit by the travel bug.
Good.
Yes, so we'll do the pageant wave. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We're back in 2 minutes.